We we are live. We doing it. We are here on a Tuesday. Got a little cold. Had to take the day off yesterday, and we're gonna do these as often as we can do them. You know what I mean? Really excited to announce a little something right here before we get into our deep work, which is actually pretty appropriate for this message. So, looking forward at expansion, looking like some of the deep work we have been doing to make this a place people enjoy coming to has been working. And so we're really close on some news that's going to allow us to see more folks, train more great therapists, more great coaches, and just be really on the leading edge of keeping people living their fullest soul-filling physical life. So this deep work topic absolutely plays a role in health, exercise, fitness, whatever, and mostly in the planning side of things. It's one of the things that I think we have done well for our community in giving out the information that people could use to objectively plan for their own health and wellness and fitness and strength and robustness, and bulletproofness, and all that stuff. The idea that, if you're training, be training for something. All right. So you don't have to always be training for something, but the idea is that our folks here are pretty motivated, whether they're, I've used all the same examples, gardening, cooking, whatever, but most folks are athletes. Most folks are ground reaction force folks. They want to play volleyball. They want to punch or kick a bag. They want to do play some tennis. So obviously many baseball and softball athletes come through here. And the thinking, okay, let's say we're talking about baseball athlete. What do you do today? Today is December 12th. Should anyone be throwing a baseball at it? What's the literature say? What does our experience say? That is the kind of deep work that goes into making decisions that, will be good for you. When you say, okay, a group of athletes, a group of youth athletes, a group of amateur sports athletes, all of which share my age, share my ability level, maybe share some of my comorbidities, some of the things that happened in the past, like I have back pain. I bet you would find literature on that specific group if you just look a little bit. I bet you find a case study here or there. The idea that, our problems are not the first time a human has experienced back pain or shoulder pain. Someone's had it before you, and we've probably written about it. And understanding what went into making that person feel good or better, and how that person's care can be generalized to your care is super useful. So we often get asked, what do you think about rowing over the winter? What do you think about weight training for young kids? What do here, I don't think anything about anything. What we do here is based on the evidence. We use the evidence to inform our practice. We say, all right, well, what does this person have to do with what the evidence says? Is this evidence on that elbow pain for that age group shoulder applicable to this person at all? If it is, okay, we can use it. If it's not, we have to say, okay, well, what can we do with the evidence so we can inform our care? And then we go to work, okay? But if you are an athlete on your own, that work is for you to do. That work to understand, well, what should my body, what should somebody who has the aspirations that I have be doing right now? Again, in the case of the youth athlete, baseball, softball player, and 14, 15 years old, typical that we see here, these are folks who have previously come for pain, previously come because they had not done the work or the physical or the deep mental work, preparation work to get themselves to a position where they could handle the stresses of their sport. Okay, that's when you get hurt. That is the literal definition. Like when you can no longer handle the stresses of the activities that you're doing, and we have a catastrophic failure of some region, area, movement pattern, that's pain, injury, restriction. That is the stuff that we as athletes want to avoid. So what do we do? Okay, we go back to the drawing board. I got hurt. Why? When? What happened? Were you sort of set up for this injury? That happens so often. I had a person asked me yesterday about Achilles injuries, and why does that happen to people? It's like, many times it's a freak accident, but some folks kind of set themselves up for those kinds of things. Maybe they don't have terrific range of motion through their ankle. Maybe they wear the same exact shoe all of the time, and it's hitting the same spot on their Achilles all the time, and they have less blood flow to that area. And then one day you get a stimulus for big dorsiflexion, when the foot comes up like that, and pop! That's not always the case, but it's certainly a case. Now, if someone said to themselves, I don't ever want to have an Achilles injury, I don't know, what work would go into that? Well, firstly, you say, well, what are the main causes of these things? Well, because it's kind of a rare injury, you could use the example I just said. Well, one known cause is constantly delivering a pressure to a single part of any tendon is going to disrupt the blood flow to that spot. Okay, so if I just held my finger right here against my palm, this would hurt eventually. It would hurt a lot, actually. The tissue in my palm is right now not getting enough oxygen. And if I keep this pressure here, this will hurt and eventually cause a problem, probably a number of problems. But my body won't let me do that. It won't let you do that anywhere. You can be lying on your side in bed and realize I'm uncomfortable. The reason why you're uncomfortable is because you've been on a place, on a hard spot, on a structure that is not getting blood flow now. So we got to roll over. All right, well, now take that example and take it to someone who's been running for 15 years and we're in the same exact. I wear the Gel Nimbus 15. That's the shoe I wear. It's my favorite shoe. Well, that means you're going to have one training stimulus on the little spot on the Achilles where that little shoe holds you here, and right there you're going to have pressure. Okay, great. And if all you're doing is running, that's awesome. I mean, you're probably comfortable. One day you might hit a curb, you might want to jump, you might do something where you're asked for more work out of that area. And so, not saying that you will injure an Achilles in that moment, but you might be set up for it. You know, just like someone who has intolerance reaching over there. Well, if you do it enough times, you're going to have problems. So, we kind of done the deep work for a lot of folks with what you should do. But you as a lay person, someone who just wants to get better, wants to feel good, the questions are out there. What are you? Where are you now? And what does the criterion mover of the thing you want to do look like? So, okay, baseball athlete, you can pick any number of baseball players. But if me as a 5'8", young ball player wants to aspire to a higher level, the work I'm going to do to learn how to prepare won't involve Randy Johnson, who is almost 7 foot tall, left-handed monster freak athlete. There'd be no reason. While Randy Johnson could say that, yes, this is a terrific way to train, to throw, do whatever, I probably can't do any of what that guy is doing. So the idea is the work should be generalizable to you, understand what it's doing. And then when you are doing it, let nothing distract you. And that's really the deep work, right? So we have done the work, we've done the preparation. And now when we're in it, you reserve that time, that energy for that work. So it's tissue preparation, if it's just your whole workout, if it's just the preparation of your nutrition, whatever that is, don't get distracted. It is the only way you're going to push forward. Not everyone deserves this. Not everyone deserves to feel good, move well, have less pain. You have to do it. And if you do it, it will be done. All right, got a little tangent there. I'd love to come back and talk a little bit more about what we've got going on in the Spartan Fieldhouse world that is coming. What we'll likely do one day is change this whole thing to a very more a mobile Fieldhouse look-in. We'll do workout demonstrations, we'll do equipment demos, we'll do tours, we'll talk about some of the programming that we're doing, and really just get out a lot of information to parents and coaches who need to work with their youth athletes and work themselves as amateur athletes to be able to do the things they like to do. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to go eat and train. You guys do the same. Bye.